How do you maintain great service in the city of Waukee while maintaining or lowering property taxes and fees?
How do you maintain great services in Waukee by lowering taxes and?
How do you, let me repeat the question for everyone. How do you maintain great service in the city of Waukee while maintaining or lowering property taxes and fees?
Well, I think Waukee's done an excellent job of providing services to the citizens of Waukee for a number of years, because we've been able to maintain and not increase taxes due to excellent leadership of city staff and our current mayor, who appeared. I think it's something that in our strategic planning, we know when we're going to have to look at increasing those. It's not something that we're planning on currently, but it is something that each year we look at the individual budgets for every service that we provide and make sure that it's adequately funded. And in the event of the budget starts to get a little low, we've got contingencies for that. Just hate me first that question.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next, Anna Bergman. How do you maintain great service in the city of Waukee while maintaining or lowering property taxes and fees?
The first point I would make is that those two things are not mutually exclusive. We have maintained great service and kept property taxes low for now. They've been stable, consistent, and the same for almost 20 years. That is a sign of excellent leadership. That is a sign of strategic planning. And that is certainly not something that will go away in the future. That is not even on our radar. In fact, the opposite is true. What's on our radar right now, as I mentioned before, is what we can do with our resources like a 1-cent sales tax. And what we can do with a 1-cent sales tax is 50% of that estimated $2 million a year can go to property tax relief. What that means is that when we have a massive project, like updating our public safety building, which is at capacity and is really overutilized right now, when we absolutely need to make that move, we won't have to increase property taxes if there's anything we can do about it. And one thing we can do is use that $1 million that's coming in every year. We can use that and make sure that we are funding the basic resources that our law enforcement officers and our first responders greatly need. That's one of our priorities right now. In addition to that, we are at the point where we're going to look to need a new library, where we need other new facilities. And what we're working on right now is expanding the Civic Center over to 6th and University, expanding not only our infrastructure, our roadways for our buses and everyone else that's traveling east and west through our town, but also to be able to have a place where we have those resources.
Thank you. Mr. Bottenberg, how do you maintain great service in the city of Waukee while maintaining or lowering property taxes and fees?
So there's two ways to answer this question. There's how does we as a city do it, and how do I as a city council person do it. I'm going to try to answer it both ways. How we do it as a city is this growth is not new, this growth is not unexpected, this growth is planned. So we sit down and we forecast it out. We're going to need a new public safety building. We're going to need a new library. We're going to need larger tax base. One of the reasons why, frankly, we agreed to the Apple deal, because the funding that is going to come from that is going to let us do all of these things without having to raise property taxes. In fact, we're going to be able to leave property taxes where they have been the entire time and still be able to start building up some of those amenities. Now, the second part of the question is what can I do as a city council person to ensure providing great service? And my personal belief is be available, be there, and be responsive. Anytime a resident of the city reaches out to me, I pick up the phone. Anytime they reach out via Facebook or they reach out via email, I go and I meet them. In fact, the second day I was a city council person, I took a 2.5-hour tour of South Fork to see some of the issues that were there. I've been up to Fox Creek to look at some pond issues up there. I've been out looking at the dredging site. I've been watching Westtown Parkway, as that went up, because I went by there. I've notified Tim of a couple of issues. I'm the one who spotted why, there was a discrepancy in the speed limit. And the lights weren't turning green, one was turning yellow and one was staying red. So just being an active member of the community and then being there and letting people contact me and addressing their concerns is very high on my list of priorities.
Thank you, Mr. Bottenberg. And Ms. Clark, how do you maintain great service in the city of Waukee while maintaining or lowering property taxes and fees?
Sure. I think some of the paths forward have clearly already been mentioned. But I would also say that it's not just, maintaining services. There's clearly a number of things that have to happen and a number of priorities that have to be balanced in moving forward. Growth and development, maintenance of basic services, improvement of basic services as we have additional citizens join us that place additional burdens on our services. We have as people have already mentioned, we have a fantastic staff that has clearly shown leadership in moving us forward and finding creative ways to finance projects without increasing debt loads and fees. What will be critical going forward is finding alternative sources of financing, funding to support those growth needs. A number of different options, some of which are already in use, public-private partnerships, TIFs, social impact bonds, federal highway grants, etc. There are a number of different opportunities. Clearly, the path forward is to focus on opportunities without increasing the burden on the citizens. I would also say that being engaged with the community, as has been mentioned, is incredibly important when there is a challenge, engaging all stakeholders to come to creative solutions for challenges and problems, so that we're not increasing fees in that way is very critical.
Thank you.